This is Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl. Now from the Collins Aerospace Studio at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford, here's your host, Eric Wilson.
Welcome to another edition of Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl. We are so happy you're here. How are we almost through February? It's the last weekend of February. Last week's nail-biter game gave us all a reason to actually take a breath because it really came down. We talk about this every once in a while. We've had a lot of games this season that come down to either a point or a question or maybe a question and a half. Last week, Pecatonica beat Byron by that proverbial one question. So seriously, every question counts. And they will face the winner of this game. First, let's say hello to the Belvidere Bucks. Speaking of one question, Belvidere beat Durand by one question in round one to make it here. The Bucks are looking to go to the Elite Eight for the 6th year in a row. That is a tough streak to keep alive. Jack, are you ready to do it?
Yeah, I think we're ready. We'll see what happens.
Who did you bring with you to make that happen?
All right, so on my right is Jenny and Lindsay, and then on my left is David.
Welcome to the Belvidere Bucks, but Reese isn't going to give you an easy time to make that happen, right? Let's say hello to the Harlem Huskies. Huskies are here because they beat Galena today. They are looking to make it to round three for only the second time. Reese has confidence in her team. Her team has confidence in her. Introduce us to your starting lineup, Reese.
Hi, I'm Reese, and to my left is Avery and Bryson, and to my right is Alia.
Fun fact, this is the first time these two Nick 10 teams have ever met up in our tournament, which is kind of rare as long as we've been doing it for so many seasons, after 8 seasons or so. All right, contestants, we begin with our buzz-in round, so get your hands on your buzzers. The two most important rules are: wait for me to call your name and say your answer loudly and clearly. Here we go. Let's kick things off this week. What superhero team, which in 1975 added Banshee and Colossus as members, was founded by Professor Charles Bryson?
X-Men?
That is correct. Charles Xavier consists of powerful mutants. Also, Hugh Jackman's one of them. Sorry. Harlem, you get 10 points, and let's get a new question. What president, whose front porch campaign was managed by Mark Hanna, defeated William Jennings Bryan in 1896? David.
McKinley.
That's right, and you didn't even need the most obvious clue. Assassinated in 1901. What 1967 children's book by Zilpha Keatley Snyder is named after a secret pastime April and Melanie create after finding a bust of Nefertiti? You may remember Nefertiti as a queen of ancient Egypt. That was the Egypt Game. What quantity equal to 1/2 times mass times velocity squared is the energy of an object's motion and the counterpart of potential energy? David.
Kinetic energy.
That's right. That's that motion of energy, and you've got 10. You're on top, Belvidere by 10. Squamous epithelial cells make up what outermost layer of the skin that lacks blood vessels and nerve endings? Reese.
Epidermis.
That is correct. It's also made up of 5 layers, and these days it certainly needs to be a little thick. Harlem, you've got 10 points. What son of Gordius was given the ears of a donkey after earlier finding himself unable to eat or drink because everything he touched turned to gold? David.
Midas.
That's right, King Midas. Those are your 10. What U.S. president promised to defend West Germany against communism in his Ich bin ein Berliner speech? David.
Eisenhower.
Incorrect. Harlem, you could get these points and tie up the game. Go ahead, Bryson.
Kennedy.
That is correct. JFK. 2 questions about assassinated presidents. What is our theme today? I don't know. New question. What author described Colonel Brandon's exposure of John Willoughby's misdeeds to Eleanor and Marianne Dashwood in the novel Sense and Sensibility? Alia.
Jane Austen.
That's right. You got those points. Now you're on top, Harlem by 10. What quantity is inversely proportional to wavelength, is measured in hertz, and described, David? Yep, how many cycles a wave completes in a second? Those are your 10. We're back to a tie game. What opera, whose arias include an habanera and the Toreador song, focuses on Don Jose's love of the title woman, and it was written by Georges Bizet? Jack.
Ida.
Incorrect. Harlem, these could be your points. You'll take the lead. Reese.
Mary.
Incorrect. Carmen. What author wrote about the waste sad time stretching before and after in Burnt Norton, which is part of his poetry sequence, 4 Quartets? David.
T.S. Eliot.
That's right, and those are your 10, Belvidere. Which Holy Roman Emperor, whose nickname referenced his red beard, drowned in the Salif River while traveling to the Third Crusade? David.
Eric.
Incorrect. Harlem, you have a chance to take these points. Some disagreement on how he drowned. Frederick Barbarossa. That Barbarossa is the red beard reference there. No points. What character from Mesopotamian mythology defeated Humbaba, the guardian of the cedar forest, with his companion Enkidu, and was a king of Uruk? That character was Gilgamesh. We're out of time for the round. That's how we end it, with a very tight game. It's only a 10-point spread. We knew this one was going to be close based on these teams' histories. Belvidere has 50, Harlem has 40. One round in. We've got our volleyball round up after this break, and we hope you stick around for that. One question. That is the difference right now between our two teams. Belvidere is on top, 50-40. Before we get to our volleyball round, though, a very special thank you to Einar Forsman, who is the CEO of the Greater Rockford Growth Partnership. He's our judge today, but also a longtime friend of Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl, and we can't thank you enough for your support throughout the years, Einar. So thanks for that, and thank you for being here today. All right, contestants, our volleyball round, you can work as a team, but I need to get the answers from the captains. That's Reese and Jack, and because of the coin flip, Reese, you and the Huskies get our first question. You ready?
Yes.
Here we go. The village of Schengen, which names a passport-free travel area in the European Union, lies in what smallest of the 3 low countries?
Luxembourg?
That's right. Those low countries are Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg. You got it, and you tied the game up with that one. Now we're over to Jack and the Bucks for their first question this round. What Irish actor starred in Dante's Peak, played the architect Sam in Mamma Mia, and played James Bond in the films GoldenEye and Die Another Day?
Craig.
That's worth a guess, right? It's a James Bond for sure. He also starred in the 80s TV show Remington Steele, which maybe your parents would have been able to help with this question. We're talking about Pierce Brosnan. Back over to Harlem. What 6-letter adjective can refer to molecules that can't be superimposed on their mirror images, or the carbon atoms responsible for that behavior? That's kind of a tough chemistry question. Chiral is the adjective we needed. Back to Belvidere. What numbers are not crossed out when using the sieve of Eratosthenes, are integers larger than 1 that are not composite and have only 2 factors?
Prime.
Yes, seems like the team was in agreement on that one. You knew it quickly. Those 2 factors are just 1 and itself. Belvidere's got 10. You're on top by 10. Back to Harlem. What fairy tale-inspired musical by Stephen Sondheim was made into a movie featuring James Corden as the baker and Anna Kendrick as Cinderella? Yep, Meryl Streep was in that too, so was Emily Blunt. Johnny Depp, 10 points, back to a tie game. What journalist who had herself committed to Blackwell's Island Mental Asylum for an undercover expose traveled around the world in 72 days in 1888? Tough history question. Nellie Bly. Back to Harlem. You could take the lead with this. Cochise was a leader of what Native American tribe whose other leaders included Mongus Coloradus and Geronimo?
Pueblo?
Incorrect. The Apaches. Back to Belvidere. What country has feuded with Britain over ancient seeds from sites like Çatalhöyük and seized them in a 2020 raid of the British Institute in Ankara?
Turkey.
Turkey is right. Ankara is in Turkey. You've got 10. You're in the lead now. What American author satirized middle-class conformity in his novel Babbitt?
Smith.
Incorrect. Pretty close on the simple last name. It was Lewis. Sinclair Lewis, also known for Main Street. We're back to Belvidere. What organ through which the Zika virus can pass to a developing fetus via the umbilical cord is expelled by the mother during afterbirth? That's the placenta. No points there, and that's how we end the round. Still a 10-point swing, pretty much question for question in that volleyball round. Belvidere's got 70, Harlem has 60. We're going to take a break and come back with the NECA IBEW lightning round, which is a very fast round with lots of points. But first, you get to play at home with a Bergstrom bonus question. We'll be right back with the answer.
Born Rosa Louise McCauley in Tuskegee, Alabama, which civil rights activist made history when, upon her death, she became the first woman to lie in honor in the rotunda of the U.S. Capitol.
All right, it is a nail biter here for one of our spots in the Elite Eight. Belvidere's on top by 10, 70-60 over Harlem. Before we get to more questions worth points, how about pizza and pasta from Lino's of Rockford? This could be a delicious victory for you if you know the answer to this. If you're watching at home, you already saw the question. Contestants have not. It's a buzz-in. Hands on your buzzers. Let me know if you know the answer. Born Rosa Louise McCauley in Tuskegee, Alabama, which civil rights activist? Lindsay.
Rosa Parks.
That is correct. Made history when upon her death she became first woman to lie in honor in the rotunda of the U.S. Capitol. I interrupted your applause. So Lindsay, congratulations. You win pizza and pasta from Lino's for your team. And actually, if you're curious, her bus, the bus that she was on, was actually refurbished and is now on display at the Henry Ford Museum in Detroit. Could be a fun field trip if you want to check that out for a little historical perspective. We've got some more questions coming up. In fact, 2 more rounds to play, and the fastest one of the game is next, the NECA IBEW lightning round. We'll see you in a couple. The applause went on for the entire break for Lindsay for winning that Bergstrom bonus question because I interrupted her. So again, congratulations for winning the pizza from Lino's. Let's move on to the NECA IBEW lightning round. Contestants, you can work as a team. The answers have to come from the captains, just like our previous round. Because of the coin flip, Belvidere, you get first choice. So Jack, the 3 categories this week are the science of sleep, national flags, or tigers.
Sure. National flags.
You got it. We've actually had teams do pretty well with flag categories in the past. I think we've had 1 or 2 of them run. Who knows how this will go for you. Name the country whose flag features. So I will finish that sentence. Your answer will be a country. You've got 60 seconds to go through these 10. Could add 100 to your score. And then Reese, whatever they don't get to in those 60, you'll have 30 to wrap up. Jack, here comes your first one. Name the country whose flag features the motto order and progress in Portuguese.
Brazil.
Correct. A maple leaf.
Canada.
Correct. A Star of David.
Israel.
Correct. A red circle representing the rising sun.
Japan.
Correct. A green cedar tree.
Lebanon.
Correct. A sword and the Shahada.
Pass.
The keys of St. Peter.
Vatican City.
Correct. An eagle eating a snake.
Mexico.
Correct. A Maasai shield.
Pass.
Red and white checkerboard pattern.
Pass.
A sword and the Shahada.
Argentina.
Incorrect. A Maasai shield.
Spain.
Incorrect. A red and white checkerboard pattern.
Would that be?
And that's the buzzer. So you added 70 points to your score. You're up to 140 now. There's 3 left. You've got 30 seconds to think it out, Reese. Maybe you've already done that in the break or during their 60 seconds. And so you could add 30 points to your score to bring you up to 90 if you get them all. Here comes your first one. You all set?
Yes.
Name the country whose flag features a sword and the Shahada.
Pass.
A Maasai shield.
Kenya?
That's correct. A red and white checkerboard pattern.
Pass.
A sword and the Shahada.
Pass.
A red and white checkerboard pattern.
Pass.
A sword and the Shahada.
Saudi Arabia.
Say that again.
Saudi Arabia?
You got that? A red and white checkerboard pattern. And that's our time. Was that Caden? Nice job, all the way from the end, Caden. Way to go. This round moves so fast, sometimes I don't look up, but I can hear and I can see things out of my peripheral. So the only question no one got was that last one, red and white checkerboard pattern that's on a shield in Croatia's flag. So Harlem's up to 80, Belvidere's got 140, and now, Reese, you get to choose between these two categories that are left, the science of sleep or tigers.
We're going to go with the science of sleep.
You got it, tigers, scaring everybody away. All right. Answer the following about sleep. Generic description, I know. Could be a wide range. Here we go, 60 seconds. And then, Jack, you and the team get 30 to clean up what they don't. Remember, you can pass. Answer the following about sleep. Disorder characterized by sleeplessness.
Narcolepsy.
Incorrect. Sleep phase known by a three-letter acronym.
REM.
Correct. Sound caused by obstructed air movement while sleeping.
Snoring.
Correct. Sleep-wake cycles follow these 24-hour-long rhythms.
Circadian.
Correct. Disorder characterized by pauses in breathing during sleep.
Sleep apnea.
Correct. Pineal gland hormone released mostly at night.
Melatonin.
Correct. Disorder characterized by involuntary sleep episodes.
Narcolepsy.
Correct. Three-letter acronym for device used to measure brain waves in a sleep study.
Pass.
Latin-derived word for sleepwalking.
Pass.
Excessive teeth grinding, often during sleep.
Pass.
Three-letter acronym for a device used to measure brain waves in a sleep study.
MRI.
Incorrect. You've got 6 of them right. You tied it up. We're now at 140, so you could get 40 more to your score if you run through these in the next 30 seconds. Jack, are you ready?
Yeah.
Answer the following about sleep. Disorder characterized by sleeplessness.
Insomnia.
Correct. Three-letter acronym for device used to measure brain waves in a sleep study.
Pass.
Latin-derived word for sleepwalking.
Pass.
Excessive teeth grinding, often during sleep.
Pass. I don't know.
Three-letter acronym for the device used to measure brain waves in a sleep study. And that's our time. Only 3 left on the board. Hey, we're right where we started this round. A 10-point swing. Belvidere has 150, Harlem has 140. The 3 no one got. That 3-letter acronym for the device used to measure brain waves in a sleep study is an EEG. We also, if you wanted to expand on it, electroencephalogram. The Latin word for sleepwalking is somnambulism. We would have also taken noctambulism. And excessive teeth grinding, often during sleep, who knew this actually had a name? Bruxism. That's what that's called. All right, we got 1 round to play, and like we said, these questions all count, especially when it's only 10 points between our teams. That's where we sit, and our Mercy Health Final Challenge will decide it all next. Oh man, all right, I hope you're sitting down because this game is going to be close. It's been like this all game, every single round, 10 points between our 2 teams. Belvidere has 150, Harlem has 140. In our Mercy Health Final Challenge, this score could flip-flop quite a bit because each question is worth 20 points. Other than that, rules are the same as the first round. The 2 most important of them, wait for me to call your name, especially because this game is so close, and make sure you say your answer loudly and clearly. Hands on your buzzers. Deep breath, and let's move into our Mercy Health Final Challenge with this first question. What playwright described research conducted on jumping fleas at the Thinkery, a school run by Socrates, in an ancient Greek comedy titled The Clouds? Jack, on Harlem.
Sophocles.
Incorrect. Belvidere, these could be your points. Go ahead, David.
Aeschylus.
Incorrect. Aristophanes. No points. New question. What HBO series that stars Zendaya as a teenager? Reese.
Euphoria.
That's right. The title that means intense happiness. Harlem gets those 20. First of the round, you're on top by 10. What equation named for a German chemist is used to calculate the reduction potential of a reaction at non-standard conditions? Malin.
Pivnod.
Say that again.
Pivnod.
Incorrect. Harlem, you could take these points. It's a tough thermodynamics question. The Nernst equation. What national flower of Wales is also called Narcissus and is depicted dancing in the breeze in William Wordsworth's I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud? David.
A rose?
Incorrect. Harlem. Jack
A
on
daisy?
Harlem.
A daisy?
Incorrect. Daffodil, also known as Lent lilies. What British philosopher lends his name to a paradox about the set of all sets that are not members of themselves? Jack on Belvidere.
Mill.
Incorrect. Harlem, you could take these points. Russell's paradox, named after Bertrand Russell. What resource did President of Mexico Lázaro Cárdenas nationalize in 1938 by founding the company Pemex, which is short for Petróleos Caden?
Oil.
That's correct, Petróleos Mexicanos, and those are your 20. Mswati III is the current monarch of what small country that shares land borders with South Africa and Mozambique? David.
Eswatini?
Yes, that is correct, and those are your 20 points. What author's The Sketchbook of Geoffrey Cran includes a story in which Katrina Van Tassel marries Brom Bones, titled The Legend of Sleepy Hollow? David.
Irving?
That is correct, also known for Rip Van Winkle, Washington Irving. What French existentialist wrote that hell is other... David.
Kierkegaard?
Incorrect, I'll finish for Harlem. Hell is other people in his play No Exit. Jean-Paul Sartre. What state, which was home to a granite feature known as the Old Man of the Mountain, is the only state that borders Maine and is led from... David.
New Hampshire?
That is correct, led from Concord. Also, the state traditionally holds the first U.S. presidential primary, and that is how we end the game. One question pretty much was the difference, question and a half. Belvidere with 210 points. Congratulations, you earned a spot in our Elite Eight. You are going to take on Pecatonica. Congratulations, Bucks. Everybody can take a deep breath. We have to say goodbye. We talk about this at the end of every game. It is tough. Some people we are saying goodbye to until next season. Others are our seniors. Who are your seniors, Harlem? Oh, man. So, Jack, Reese, Caden, it's been a pleasure, really, to watch you play this game. I hope you had some fun doing it. Ben, you have a big responsibility. We're going to build a team around you next year and come back for next season. Is that a deal? Okay. That's sort of half committal, but I'll take it, Ben. Next week, hope you can join us when Belvidere North takes on Dixon. We'll see you then.